Polynomial multiplication, 3 binomials. This is a single binomial, x minus 2. And so we need 2 more. So I'm going to do, I don't know, plus 3 and an x minus 5. So we have 3 pieces that we're going to multiply together. That's why we're recording it. 3 pieces we're going to multiply together. The strategy here is simplify the problem, right? If we're going to multiply 3 times 2 times 7, I don't expect you to do that all in your head. Do 2 of them and then multiply by the 7, right? So that would be 42. I hope. Yes, it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick 2 of the binomials. It doesn't actually matter which. You could pick this one and this one. You could pick these 2. We're just going to pick these 2. It doesn't actually matter which 2. Doesn't matter if you do the 2 times the 7 or the 7 times the 3, right? The order of the multiplication here doesn't matter. We're just going to pick 2 and we're going to multiply them. So I'm going to use the distribution method for the first multiplication, and then we'll use the area model. So the x minus 5 just stays the same. And then the multiplication here, we got an x times an x and an x times a 3. So it's an x squared. And then we're going to do negative 2 times x and a negative 2 times 3. So I'm going to do the negative 2 times the 3 first, because that gives us a negative 6. And then I'm going to combine the multiplication in my head. You don't have to do it this way. You can write out the minus 2x and the plus 3x. You're going to get a single plus x. If you're like, Mr. Martins went really fast and he just solved that, how did he do that? Well, I did all the multiplication in my head. You could use the area model to do that. Like this, right? All right, so the strategy here is to simplify the problem by tackling one achievable piece and then doing the next achievable piece. Okay, 3 pieces here, too much. But 2 pieces we can do. All right. So now I'm going to use the area model to multiply this polynomial by this polynomial. So it's an x squared, an x, a minus a 6, and then an x and a negative 5. So this is what we did on Tuesday. Now, we have a trinomial times a binomial, and so we're just going to multiply. Right? So x times x squared is an x cubed, x times x is x squared, x times negative 6, negative 6x. Negative 5 times x squared, negative 5 times an x. Negative times a negative is going to make a plus 30. I'm just multiplying the sides of the boxes to get the area, and then once we add all these boxes up, that will give us the total value of the multiplication. So these 2 are like terms, and these 2 are like terms. So we're going to get an x cubed, and then a negative 5 and a 1 makes a negative 4x squared. Negative 5, negative 6 makes a minus an 11x plus a 30. And so that's the answer. That is x minus 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 5. All right, so let's do one more. This is going to look different in its setup, but it's basically the same problem. Oh, I want this to be a 2x. All right, 2x minus 3 squared times an x plus a 1. So this looks different because it's squared. All right. But really, we can rewrite this square, as we have 2x's minus 3. We have two of these pieces. So it's really the same as 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3 times an x plus 1. Because we have a square, we have two of those parentheses. All right, and then I'm just going to pick two of them to multiply. And we're going to ignore the other one until later. So let's do these two. Doesn't matter which ones you pick. Some of them might feel easier, so do what feels easier, but really it doesn't affect it won't affect the answer. So I'm going to use the area model here because I have a 2x, and so that's going to make things a little bit more complicated. And so 2x, a minus a 3, an x, and a 1. Not blue. So we get a 2x squared minus a 3x plus a 2x minus 3. So 2x squared minus a 3. These two combine to make minus a single x. All right, so I've done one of the multiplications. I simplified this multiplication. I made sure to distribute and multiply everything. So I didn't just do 2x times both these things. I included the 3, the negative 3. And now I need to multiply this new polynomial by this polynomial. And to do that, we'll use the area model. So 2x squared minus an x minus a 3 times 2x minus a 3. So I've just laid out the pieces of my multiplication on the sides of the box to multiply. And so 2 times 2, 4x cubed minus a 2x squared minus a 6x. And then we multiply the bottom box by the top, minus 6x squared plus 3x plus a 9. And then the diagonals are going to combine. So we get 4x cubed. And then a negative 2 and negative 6 make a negative 8x squared. Plus 3x and a minus 6x makes a minus 3x. And then we have a plus 9 last. And that is our multiplication. Okay, so if we have multiple things being multiplied, just pick two of them, do that multiplication, and then multiply whatever you get by the last thing. Okay, and so that's multiplying three binomials together.